Hello and welcome to Online Intermediate Algebra. My name is Callie Dompierre. I will be your instructor for this course. And I just wanted to make this video to orient you to the course. I know that a lot happens in the first week. If you're taking more than just this class, you get overwhelmed with a bunch of information that you probably don't need for like 3 weeks. I don't want to do that to you. Feel free to come back and watch it tomorrow if this is Wednesday. And I just wanted to help you feel comfortable with the course and maybe answer some questions or say enough to bring up questions that you can then email to me, and definitely get you introduced to the course and to what we are going to be doing from now until May. Okay. I think the easiest way to do that would be to share my screen with you and just go over the syllabus with you. I will also go over our schedule. I'm not going to go into our Blackboard. I feel like you have probably more than one course that's already on Blackboard. So it might be a little bit redundant to like go through Blackboard with you. Let me know if you would like a video on Blackboard. I can just make a video on our Blackboard going through each tab and put it on Blackboard. All right, this is intermediate algebra. The meeting time is that there is no meeting time. It's a fully online course. You work at your own pace. I post videos of my lectures. You watch the videos and then you complete the homework. It is very important that you complete the homework before the due date of the homework. We are working in an online environment called MyMathLab. It's by Pearson's. You'll buy an 18-week subscription to our course, to our course, and then there will be 5 different units that we go through, and the work will include homework, quizzes, and exams. There's no submitting work in MyMathLab, but there is just the possibility of losing access to it. So you never have to turn in your work. I'll be able to see your work as you go, but make sure that you do follow the due dates for our course. But besides that, there is no meeting time. I have an email address. I don't have a phone number because I don't live in Oklahoma. I live in France. So I can meet with you over Zoom, or we can exchange emails. Please, when you do send an email, just tell me your class if you are online intermediate. Okay, in this case. Please feel free to tell me anything. If you're debating, should I send her an email or not? You should. It's hard to connect with students over when it's an online course and when you're just doing work remotely and you're watching videos of me. So I do appreciate any opportunity to get to know you, and I can help you with math. I can help you. I can answer questions about the course. I can try to direct you to other resources if necessary. If a conflict comes up that you're seeing in advance, you have a problem with something that's on the schedule in the future, email me. Don't hesitate. You are not wasting my time. There is, I think, a 6 or 7 hour time difference, so it will take me a while to reply to it. Okay, what you need is a 18-week access code to MyMathLab. That access code allows you into our classroom that has all of our assignments. It also allows you access to an online textbook. The price is $75. It's a different price than what is in the school bookstore. It's the same product. So don't worry, if you bought it from the bookstore, you're getting the same thing. I'm not going to click on that. If you haven't bought it from the bookstore, go ahead and click here and you can do it. Or on our Blackboard, I will provide you the link to join our classroom. And at that time, you can just join with a 14-day free trial. And then after the 14 days, they will ask you just for credit card information for the $75. That's a good choice if in any way you are unsure about your ability to commit that amount of time, what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. You don't have to pay for the course besides the tuition that you've already paid. You just do the trial period, and once the trial period is up, you see that you've done 2 weeks worth of work, you're ready to commit to the rest of the semester. So I know that's a lot of money. The calculator that I use, since this is a math class, it is good to have a calculator. The calculator I use is a TI-82 just because my grocery store sells TI 82, but any scientific calculator is fine. The TI 30XS multi-view is very easy to use straight out of the box. It's only $18, so that's the one I recommend if you don't have a calculator yet. All of our graphing, we're going to be using Desmos.com to do our graphing, so you don't truly need a graphing calculator in this class, nor in college algebra, I would say. Yeah, that's what I would say. I find it much easier to graph on a website than on a graphing calculator. All right, if you are the type of person who likes hardcover books, here's the information for our hardcover book. You can buy it, you can try to eBay it, whatever. Make sure you get the 7th edition, and here is a link to rent it for $25 until May. Make sure you have internet access, obviously. I think, in my experience, Chrome is the best browser to use with Pearson, MyMathLab. So make sure you download Chrome. Oh, I think also Chrome is the only one that HonorLock uses. Yeah, so you're going to need to download Chrome. But it doesn't matter what type of computer you have. Make sure you have a web camera if you're being proctored by HonorLock, because they do require recording of your web camera. All right, what happens in this class? They're called deliverables, the things that I will grade: homework, quizzes, and exams. So you're going to be watching a lecture. After the lecture or during the lecture, you'll be working on an assignment, a homework assignment of that same name, the same title as the lecture. I strongly encourage you to take notes during the lecture. I will provide you a PDF of my notes if you want to take my exact notes, like right on top of the pages that the little PowerPoint slides that I'm writing on. You're welcome to do that. You're welcome to take notes on your own paper. Only take the notes you need. I don't want you to write anything more than what you need to write, but I also don't want you to not take notes. If you're very good at math, you can go ahead and test out of this class. So don't, if you're here because you need to learn the content, take notes. If you don't need to learn the content, there is a way to test out of the class without having to sit through the class. All right. You can use any outside resources you need. You can use a textbook. You can use your notes for homework. That is fine. The quizzes are there to prepare you for the exams. I'm not watching you be proctored on the quiz, so you can use outside resources. I encourage you to try at least your last attempt of the quiz without outside resources to ensure that you are prepared for the exam. Each quiz you can take 3 times, and the highest grade you receive will be entered into your Blackboard grade. And then there are 5 exams. The exams must be proctored, so that means you're either using an HonorLock application, which we go over in Blackboard, or you have a math teacher or a proctoring service or a librarian, something like that, who can proctor you for the exams. That person emails me, and I let them know the expectations for proctoring. You are welcome to find a human proctor, but it has to be a math teacher, a librarian, someone who is used to proctoring math exams, okay? Email me if you have questions about that. Don't hesitate to email me. All right. You are able to retake exams. Each exam will have 1 retake. Just email me as soon as possible after that exam to set up the retake. You'll have to then, I'll give you back your exam and you'll rework the problems that you missed. You'll show me how you found the correct answer, and then I will let you retake the exam. The final exam is not a comprehensive final exam of the entire semester. It's just our last exam, and it's covering the last unit of the course. It says the lowest exam grade will be dropped, but that is not true. I apologize. I will erase that sentence. All right, here is the grading scale. There are no Ds. I'm sorry, I cut and pasted this from my other class and there are errors. There are no Ds in our course, so 59.5 to 79.49 is a C. So there's some good news and some bad news. Bad news is that no exam grade will be dropped, but the good news is that if you get a 60, it will be called a C in this class. Goodness gracious, I apologize. All right, so MyMathLab grades everything, but I do need you to email me your work shown after an exam. So if you take an exam on MyMathLab, which you will do 5 times in our course, After you're finished with MyMathLab, I want you to take a photo or a scan of your work shown. Make it look as beautiful as this, not like handwriting wise, but organization wise. I can see this is number 2. This is number 3. This is how you got answer number 4. Okay. Show me your work, send it to me. Without that, I will not give you credit for the exam. It's very difficult for an online teacher to know, to gauge that your comprehension, right? Because you're working alone. I'm not watching you work. I'm not even giving you lectures live. So I want to know what you know. The best way for me to see that is for you to show me your work after the exam. Okay. If you want me to completely go over that work, email me that, like, please review my work shown. If not, I'm going to look at it if I have any questions about your answers. If I want to give you partial credit, if you did the exam in 8 minutes, for example, things like that. If I have any questions, I'm going to use that paper to make sure that you are able to show me you know the material. I'm not going to be going over it with a fine-tooth comb if you're a student who's been showing that you can put in 3 hours a week on the homework. You're getting the correct answer and you're taking an adequate amount of time on the exams. I'm not looking to make your life more difficult. I'm just looking for you to show me that you understand this and that you did this yourself. Okay, so you have to show me your work for each exam. If you do not, it will not get credit. Okay, so exams are 70% of your grade. There will be 5 exams. Homework is 20% of your grade. It's just 1 homework grade per unit, but you do have to follow the due dates for the homework assignments. Quizzes are 10% of your grade. Quizzes are just to help you get ready for the exams. Sometimes on the exams, you might even see a question from the quiz. It's supposed to be pretty close to exam level questions. All right, so daily, weekly, watch all the lectures, take notes as needed, okay? Complete your homework before you watch the next video. Don't just watch the video because I asked you to watch the video. Do the homework because you need to learn the knowledge to move forward with your degree, right? So that means watch the video, even watch the video while you do MyMathLab. That's perfectly fine. Make sure your homework's done and then go on to the next concept, okay? So just make sure you have the necessary math supplies, just things you would use in a math class, right? Take the notes and do the work on time. Email me if you have a conflict with the schedule as it is set out, and we will go over the schedule just like a key to the schedule, what each color means. All right, so complete each lecture's homework before you start the next lecture. And then you can answer each question as many times as you need. Don't rush through the assignments. Don't wait until the due date. Don't just finish the work without understanding it, okay? There is a reason why Carl Albert has decided that this class is part of the graduation requirement, right? We do need to know this much math to graduate, okay? So please don't rush, okay? Sorry. Make sure you understand it. There is a button often called Ask My Professor. Feel free to press that button. That's the easiest way for me to see what you're working on when the question came up, or just email me with the MyMathLab question number, okay? No need to submit the homework. You'll just lose access on the day that it's due at 11:59. So midnight, the day it's due, you'll lose access to it and I will enter the grade in Blackboard. Okay. This does not have to do with many of you, but some of you this has to do with. I can see the time you spend on each assignment, okay? Take your time. Don't wait until the due date. Space out your study sessions throughout the week. Be prepared for the exams, okay? I'm going to show you what I mean, okay? When I ask you to show your work on the test, it is because when I go to the grade book and when I look at your assignment, I can see when you did your assignment and I can see how long you took on your assignment, okay? I can see how many you got right and how many you got wrong. So This is not your class, this is college algebra. This is a strong student in college algebra. She had spent an hour and 7 minutes on this assignment and did her best, right? If I just glance down, so as I'm entering grades, I'm looking at how much time you're spending, okay? And again, I hate to nag on our first video, but I do want to make it clear that this is a very important concept. Don't just take this class because you need the credit and you're not planning to learn math, okay? Learning math takes time. Some assignments are going to take you a long time. In fact, in MyMathLab, next to the title of the assignment is how long the assignment should take you, minimum, okay? Don't do it faster than that. So this person got an A in the class, okay? I'm gonna give you another example. This person started strong. Okay, 36 minutes, an hour. Okay, she's taking her time on the assignments. It's important, it's difficult. But I know this might be like your first intro back to math in a long time. And you're like, I just spent an hour and a half on one assignment out of my 5 classes. This is taking up too much of my time, right? When I finally get to the exam, I didn't want to get a D, right? After I spent that long on the first 3 assignments, I didn't want to get a D. And I understand that, obviously, but that's a 69.23. That plus your homework is a C. That's a strong C. And as this student moves forward, you can see her time's getting shorter and shorter. As the complex concepts get more complex, I'm expecting you to take longer and longer. Eventually, it looked like, right? Something happened. She ran out of time. She started doing 22 questions in 8 minutes, right? 6 questions in 2 minutes. This isn't what this class is for. I don't believe it's possible. And it leads to you failing the class because you can't prove that you do have the knowledge you need, okay? Yeah, when you're taking your final exam in 8 minutes and getting almost a perfect score, that's then called into question. And not only do you not pass the class, but like there are consequences at the college level for being suspected of cheating. Okay, so this happening and losing all of the credit and having like a note in your record is a worse investment than spending the time it takes to do the math, okay? So I just want to make very clear that I can see the time spent. It is very important that you are able to show your work on the exams. This is a serious math class, okay? If you start from the beginning, if you reach out for help, if you get a tutor, you can do it. If you panic, because there are obviously there is a way to take the exam in 8 minutes and get a 97, okay? We know artificial intelligence exists. If this happens, you do not pass the class, okay? And then all of that is lost. This is a strong example. Take the time you need. It can be super discouraging. It can be super overwhelming. I know I 100% believe that math anxiety is real. You can do this, okay? Each hour that you spend in Unit 1 and Unit 2 is strengthening you to go faster in Unit 3, okay? I know it's a slog, but you're gonna feel proud of yourself and you can do it. I'm definitely beating a dead horse at this point. I just don't want you to fail because this is like, look at this. This was the day of the final. This person found out that they weren't passing the class. Like, don't let it come to that. And I know that that wasn't even a message for 99% of you. So I apologize for all of that. If you encounter a problem, if you predict you will have a problem with your work in this course, email me, okay? I am here to help you, I'm not trying to catch you cheating. I'm not trying to make your life difficult, okay? I'm trying to make sure you learn math, and you're doing it a very difficult way, and I applaud you for doing it online. It takes a lot of self-discipline. All right. We have exams. They will be administered throughout the semester. You can't, so there will not be, I'm not going to take off one of the exam grades, but I am going to allow you to retake each exam. Okay, so you have 5 exams. If you want, you can retake each one twice or a second time, and I will use only the highest score. Okay, you take the exams in a proctored setting. The easiest way to do that is through HonorLock. So on the day of the exam at midnight in the morning, HonorLock will open. HonorLock is an application that unfortunately records you in your webcam, using your webcam, and then it records your screen. I say unfortunately just because it's like such an invasion of privacy, and I'm sorry. But again, it's an online class, so there are limited options. If you have a different way to proctor, email me, okay? If you hate this idea, email me, but it has to be a math teacher or a librarian or someone who proctors exams, okay? Emailing me through their professional email address. Okay. HonorLock is going to record you while you take your test. The only person who's ever going to see it is me and AI. You'll want to create a setting like this so that I can see. Hard. I ask people to do this and it's so annoying and hard, and I feel bad asking. I want to be able to see most of your face and your work area as much as possible. And I understand if that's untenable, but I want to see that all you have is a calculator. I want to see that you don't have a phone. I want to see that you're not just looking like that. You're writing things down, okay? You're just doing math. Like, okay, I have to take this math test. My teacher has to watch me take this math test, right? Not, yeah, it's just another way for me to make the course more secure. I want it to be a class where you learn math and a class that's where your grade reflects the amount of work you put in. Okay, so for HonorLock, I want to see your upper body. I want to see your head. I don't want to see the top of your head only. I don't want to see you glancing off. I want to see you doing math as much as possible. And I want to see then your shown work after via email. Good. Don't use any other websites or outside devices, but you can use Desmos.com. Let me see if I have it open. I think I just have. Sorry, got derailed. Yeah, okay, sorry. All right, here we go. Here is Desmos.com. If you just type in Desmos.com, it'll take you to a graphing calculator, and that can help you more than even a handheld calculator. It has a graphing calculator, a scientific calculator, which is not fun. It's not fun to like type it in from your keyboard, but it works. If you don't want to buy a calculator, you are welcome to use it. Okay. That's what you're able to use on the exams. If something comes up after you watch this video, like 3 days later, you have a question, email me. If you can't follow the expectations for HonorLock, if I'm having trouble understanding whether or not you are doing your own work, I'm going to mark the exam as a 0 because it is an unproctored exam. If you miss an exam, it will be recorded as a 0, but you can retake each exam once. If you do plan to use HonorLock, there is an HonorLock practice exam, and I want you to just log in, download HonorLock, use HonorLock for the practice exam to make sure you are ready to use HonorLock. It can be a bit complicated, so make sure you've downloaded that app, you've tried to get into the HonorLock practice. I'm watching myself make a video, so I say practice video. Make sure you can get into the HonorLock practice test on MyMathLab, and make sure you can get to the HonorLock practice test on HonorLock so that you know how to get into the exam. Because if you are already worried about this math test and then you have to like download some software that's very obnoxious to download on that same day, it's just going to add to your anxiety. So I strongly suggest you do all of the HonorLock work before the day of the exam. I'm not going to be able to help you troubleshoot. There is HonorLock student support. Just Google it. They can help you as much as possible. But again, don't wait till the day of the exam. It's just adding stress. All right, let's talk about our schedule. I think that's everything. Yeah, that's just, the rest of the syllabus is what all of your syllabi have. Okay, here is an example of how the schedule is going to work. This is just a suggestion because again, you don't have a schedule except for your due dates, okay? If I were to offer you suggestion, what I would suggest is today, Wednesday, you are already signed up for this class. Well done. If you're on a waiting list, I apologize. Okay, Wednesday, you got on Blackboard, you saw this video, you're watching the video. Bravo. Friday or Thursday or Wednesday, watch lecture 1.2, take notes. Work on 1.2 in MyMathLab. It's due on the 23rd. So what you need to note is just the purple boxes, okay? When the assignment is due, when the quiz is due, and when the exams are due. This gray is just a suggestion. I'm not keeping track of that. Obviously, there is no way for me to, okay? Pink means we're on a break. Email me if you know, oh, my sister's getting married on April 17th. I'll say, okay, I will open the exam for you on April 14th. Okay. Here to make sure you succeed. So this is in our Blackboard. And I feel like that might be, what else? So I showed you the Amazon link for how to order our book, like a hardback textbook, but you don't need to have a hard copy of our textbook. The lectures cover that content, but they don't reference the textbook. So in Blackboard, the same place you got this video, you should be able to find the link that allows you to access our MyMathLab classroom. You just follow that link and register for MyMathLab. I would suggest doing the 2 weeks free. And then after 2 weeks, once you see, okay, I have done this much math, I'm invested, now I'm going to pay for this. Okay. Please be ready to commit 6 hours a week to this class minimum, because you're going to need an hour for the lecture and an hour for the homework. And there's going to be about 3 of those a week, maybe 2, but please be prepared for 6 hours a week. Okay. Remember that the minimum time commitment for the homework, what Pearson says it will take an average student, is in the parentheses next to the title. Don't be discouraged if it takes you way longer. That just means you're learning, which is amazing. Okay. And I'm not being glib with that. It's amazing that you are learning math. It's very intimidating. Okay. The more you learn, the faster it will go as you go forward, and the better you'll be at problem solving, right? Okay. For the exams, you know that we need HonorLock. You know that you can take 1 retake. You know that you can use Desmos, and you know that you need to submit your work shown for credit. So those are all my notes. I think I covered it. Email me if you want a tour of our Blackboard classroom. I do not have a problem doing that, but I also don't want to overwhelm people. All right. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Have a wonderful first week of school, and I will see you in the videos, or I will talk to you at email, or I will see you in a Zoom.